All right, welcome back. It is the afternoon session. We are going to review the trades from today. I've got the P&L on the screen. Don't forget, trading is risky and all that business, but if trading is for you, this might also be the place for you. I'm going to walk through all of the trades that we took there this morning. The way that I like to approach the video game that we call trading is 5 trades for standard operating procedures. Obviously, we had a dip there this morning. High watermark prior to the dip was about 2,400 for the first, I believe it was one trade. Yeah, looking at my trade count on the trade tracker. And again, we kind of walked through every part of this morning. So if you want to go watch the whole thing, you can. But I'm going to go through a review of all the trades here from this morning. But actually, I think it went like this. We did have a 5th and a 6th trade in there. We went straight to bonus after we hit winner right here. We had 2 losers right here that had the drawdown. That was trades number 2 and 3. And then 4, 5, and 6 were pretty much all the way up. I don't recall what this one was, but we're going to find out because we're going to do an entire trade review. I do this for myself. Reviewing my own trades makes me better at my own trading. This is like whether you're playing soccer, basketball, football, your coach is going to go back and review the tape. So I've got the tape because we did the live stream there this morning. That is recorded. And so now we can play it back and go to the timestamps of each of the video of each of the trades. We're going to go through every one of those, but this is kind of how the day laid out here, closing up at around 6,800 there between my account and the full auto system that we also walked through getting launched up and started there this morning. 1,200 for the bots, 5,814 for me. And let's go through each one of those. If you have questions along the way, we're here to answer those. I'm also, if you are brand new with us, I'm going to show you a few strategies that you can come in with the live stream tomorrow ready to go with us. If you just have 3 strategies, in my opinion, you could pretty much go at this. You need to know our 2-step filtering, which I'm also going to tell you about here today. You're going to hear me talk through those as I took the trades. They're right over here. This is the Nerd, one of our primary filters. You'll hear me refer to it as a Nerd or the MACV Ultimate. This is the NASDAQ, ES, RTY, and the Dow. That's what the Nerd stands for. 4 correlated instruments that help us to filter to make sure that we are in the direction of all of the little buddies who work together, correlated instruments. And I'm trading the NASDAQ because it is the fastest beast, makes the most amount of money, the fastest. At the same time, that goes both directions, reward and risk hand in hand. Let me get the text chat here on screen so I can see you guys' questions as we go, and we'll try to answer those as well here in the afternoon session. There we go, live stream, and that work? Blissful. All right. Hello, my friend. Welcome aboard. Good afternoon, Brian. What's up? Well, I see Kai, Plutonium, Missile. Good afternoon. Okay, let's go straight into some of those trade reviews. We're going to go to trade number 1. And let me move my P&L-osaurus out of the way here. And see if I can get this the right size. Let me make a quick adjustment here. Almost right about there. Okay. And let me get the logo off the screen as well. I'm going to save this for tomorrow. Let me duplicate this. Right click, duplicate. Training afternoon. All right, so let me create a quick there we go. Take that out of the way, and then even this. Sorry, give me one moment to kind of make a couple of adjustments here for our afternoons. Risk banner. That's probably fine as well. let's see, top left here. All right, there we go. Okay, so first thing we're going to go through is enabling full auto there this morning, 1080p. Let's go. All right, so we're going to go through the review. I'm going to pause the music there, and let's go through the first part of the morning. So we jumped into the NERD, NASDAQ, ES, RTY, and the Dow, turned on full auto across 4 correlated instruments, plus gold and crude. And we'll go through that because I do think if you are going to be joining in with our program, again, we have full auto. We also have Cyborg. I still think that most traders should focus on Cyborg first before they go into just letting go of full auto at the same time. I know most people come here after they've already been burned other places, and then they come here, they're like, I don't want to press the buttons anymore. Just give me full auto. Totally understand that. Take a moment, take a little bit of time to learn the system, play it manually, then automation will make a lot more sense. And you'll know kind of times of day and how long to run and peak watermarks of the day for various strategies that we're running. I'm going to be running full auto Enigma, what we call side to side, going from green on one side to red on the other and reverse. Good afternoon, Captain Price. How are you? All right, so let's press play on trade number 1, or here, if you go down to the bottom left, Pablo is nice enough to have come and put in some timestamps here for us that we'll be able to go to each of the trades that we're going to review. First part here, full auto with Enigma turned on here. And we do have some new settings. I'll say I have some new settings. I have adjusted for the current market speeds on RTY, ES, and crude oil. I believe I changed all 3 of those. We also posted a screenshot of my settings there in the public Discord chat. If you have not joined our Discord, join it. Click the button down below. There's no cost to it. It's literally 100% free. Hang out with our crew, learn what we do, and then if you want to join in and use AlgoBox, you can. There's a 2-week free trial as well. All right, to the top left. Now I actually have 6. There's some over here on the right, but top left 1080p up here. We'll look at 4 of these. So I'm going to enable arm long, arm short, full auto, Enigma on. So I'm choosing Enigmas. Now I think I'm going to be testing out running some more Super AO on full auto soon, but you know, Enigma just, it's the tried and true, just has done me really well for quite some time now. So I'm going to go ahead and stick with what I absolutely know works on what I call side to side. And Don is putting out some pretty great results recently as well, running side to side. He also shared his settings. I have made some adjustments due to the speed of the market. Sometimes the market goes a little bit slower, sometimes a little bit faster. If you want to look at my settings here, they have slightly adjusted. Don't forget, we put out a release on Sunday evening. If you have not updated yet, make sure you get the latest version. So let's talk about that real quick. We have the latest version of AlgoBox has been released. Make sure that you get the latest. You may need to uninstall the old version first. There are specific items around the harmonics that you will need to update. There was a hot fix that needed to go out. It came out Sunday. So if you have not been around, or you did the update back in December, there was a hot fix that needed to go out to fix one of the issues in there in the harmonic as well. So make sure you get the latest. We released it on Sunday, 2 days ago. Download, install, next, finish. You know the drill. AlgoBox, we are on now version 11.03.2. Okay, I'm going to bore you. I think this part of the video, basically, we enabled full auto across the boards. What's important to know is there are 3 buttons to press. I know it's a little bit fuzzy here because this is 1080p and I'm running out of 4K. But arm long, arm short, full auto, Enigma on. And then here on this one, that is L2, and the AB is a 2. Okay, so this is a 2-2 on gold. And if you want to know all those settings, or if you have any questions around that, go through the 8-day bootcamp. You should know what to do with these settings if you've been through bootcamp. It's video number 6 in the 8 video boot camp. Okay, let's go straight to the trades because that's where the fun happens, right? Let's see, update details. Want to look at my settings here. They have slightly... Okay, yeah, we talked about that as well. No problem. We kind of covered that already. The details are there in the Discord chat in the public chat. So if you're looking for that, just ask for those settings and you can get my updated settings down there. Let's go to trade number 1. Checking with news. 6 instruments. That's how I like. We had 9:45 news today, which is a little bit of an odd time for the news to come in. So I think that's going to come in at that little section here. Not super important, but we zoomed in there. Remember that the 9:45 is a little bit rare. Most of the time we're going to have like 10 a.m. news. So there was a rare little, hey, we got a 9:45 surprise in there this morning that gave that extra volatility between the 9:30 a.m. and the 10 that we normally get. We got that little midpoint there that added to the volatility there from this morning that made our trades. I mean, I think it was a pretty easy day there, in my opinion. Then again, every day is an easy day for me, I think, with AlgoBox. I kind of joked about how AlgoBox is such a cheat. Like, I can beat anybody out there. Like, name anyone. The Deep Farts or ICT or Pocket Pooper or any of the, brands that are out there, none of them can compare to us. If I've got AlgoBox, they're toast, right? Now, take AlgoBox away from me, dude, I'm just like, I'm pie without the spinach. I am Superman on kryptonite. I can't do the numbers that I do without AlgoBox. AlgoBox is definitely, in my opinion, a cheat for the markets, makes things so much easier because it does all of the complex harmonic structure drawings as well as the RTOFA, puts them in combination, gives me whether or not the nerd is with me or not, and audio box. You combine just those components alone, to me, is like a superpower. Okay, let's go and let's get to the trades. Checking with the news, reflections on the importance of watching recordings. You guys can go flip to that. The psychology module, let's talk about that. We did hit in on that point, especially if you are a trader funding program trader. I think this conversation was important. So let's go ahead and hit in on this, and we're going to play it at 1.25x. So it'll be a little bit faster than it was there this morning on use of the psychology module to take advantage of that while you're trading. You don't want to be playing. So this kind of keeps me out. I'm going to talk about the psychology module real fast because we're going to be using this a lot more when it comes to our trader funding program challenge in February. So when I start using my trade copier, I've got to be a lot more picky. Psychology bot, I'm literally going to have this on pretty much all the time. So that's going to be a shift away from, where I can play with a little bit more discretion around my trading when I'm not doing a trader funding program, where trading funding programs just have more rules. Trading is hard enough as it is, but you add the complexity of the additional rules. Just to be honest, the trader funding programs make the most amount of money when traders are failing. So they're not exactly, they're not in your favor. So keeping that in mind, however, get funded and fund yourself, right? Get to self-funding. We went over that yesterday, as well as the tax advantages of trading your live account versus 1099 on the trader funding programs. It's not, I don't think it's a long-term solution, but correct me if I'm wrong. What do you guys think? Do you think, is there some scenario where trader funding programs should be used for kind of like your long-term plan? I know a lot of people like them. I hardly even find anybody not using them at this point. The psychology module is crucial for funded programs. I think so, JJ Kelly. I'm with you on that. I do believe that if I just have this turned on, just be like, I'm not even going to look at the chart, I'm not even going to think about a trade, because here's the thing. Sometimes, like when I'm trading my own account, if it's super fast, I'll go ahead and take that play. But when I've got a trade copier on, you get more slippage around trade copier when it's trying to copy across accounts and things of that sort. So you don't want the market moving too fast, because then you'll have some outliers or some issues around those accounts. So stuff like that, you want the perfect speed. So what does the psychology module do for me? It makes sure that not only am I not too slow like we are right now, but if the market is also too fast, it will also keep me out of the plays there. It will cover the background for me with my options over here. Now remember, like right now, I've got all three options turned on. I've got the background color, that's what the B stands for. The O, that's the overlay, that is the giant X over the chart, that's the overlay. And the T, standing for text. I've got the text down here to tell me what it is. Now, oftentimes, I only have the text down here when I am trading with Cyborg, where it's the mix of human and machine, where I'm using some discretion along with the advantages of the algorithm doing all of the heavy lifting for me, showing me where the PRZs are, showing me the real-time order flow analysis, location, and opportunities, correlating them with the high time frame and low time frame, high time frame opportunity, low time frame risk. We combine those there, and I've got the little text down there. However, when I'm doing trader funding programs, much more picky, okay? Numbers are not going to be as big. There's all kinds of things that change it. How at the same time, when you are doing a trade copier, in a scenario where you are trading up to 20 accounts on Apex, 20 times whatever the number you're doing. So on a simple $200 day, really, I mean, a trade, like you can do $200 in a single trade, $200 trade is now a $4,000 trade. So you can be more picky. Just wait for that absolutely perfect, you know, play setup, grab your 200 bag, and you're at 4K on the day with traded fundings, right? The game changer. Yeah, so the psychology module is going to be super helpful, I believe. And if you're not using the psychology module and you're doing trader funding programs, well, you might want to ask yourself why, or try it out. Like get some market replay time with the psychology bots turned on. Get used to it turning on and off. And by turning on and off, I don't mean the buttons, but I mean your background color being changed for you. When this goes black and it's open, it's clear, like this. Of course, I've got a little gradient to it now. The latest version of AlgoBox has a nice modernized gradient back here. I've got kind of a gray color, and on the MacV, a little shark blue going on there. You guys like the new modern visuals? I did have somebody say they prefer the old flat black, which I kind of do too, but at the same time, like the reason I actually changed it was the youngsters these days, they're so used to seeing gradients. If it doesn't have a gradient, it's not hip. You're not with it. There's no gradient. Okay, so that was part of the conversation. The main part there was the background color. I don't know if I stressed that enough. This big giant red background color is the psychology module turned on. When it is red, it basically means don't look at it. There are several ways the psychology module just keeps you out of the game, keeps you out of trading. Well, it doesn't force you to, but visually is going to cover up my chart with this red coloring, or you can make it whatever color you want. I have mine, you know, this giant red color with a big blue X over it. That's just like, I do not even need to look at the chart when the psychology module is telling me, hey, we've got bad speed right now. Like, don't be looking at the chart. This is tempting time. This is not the ideal. When this clears out and the chart is open, that triggers me into going, okay, this is an opportunity where I can start looking for trades, especially in my opinion, very important if you're doing trader funding programs, especially with a trade copier. You don't want the market to slip you in or slip you out of your trade positions, or for them to leave ghost orders open and things of that sort. You avoid those type of issues. In my opinion, now it's not forced. I can't guarantee you're going to avoid issues, but you can prevent some of those by just trading when the market is in your favor with good speed, and psychology module will do that for you. That is the benefit of using the psychology module. I think that was an important conversation there. Hopefully it wasn't too boring to hear about that. I still think that is very important. If you don't know what I mean, go watch the psychology module videos in detail in the documentation area. Let's go on to the two-step scenario. What's the nerd OOP, and we'll go to somewhere in here right about, see, or AlgoBox trade number 1. Okay, it's about 36. We might jump forward to that two-step scenario. I think this is important for the two-step. Let's go ahead and play that part. Here, a little drilling. They're currently moderate buy. The nerd is still to the buy side. We are green and green right now. So on the two-step scenario, we'll talk about this at 10 o'clock. The very simple two-step method that we can filter our trades. Right now, I've got nerd green and I've got arrow green. What is the arrow? Very simple. Right over here on the right on my MacV chart, most recent arrow is green. So I've got green and green right now. We should really only be looking for longs according to... All right, so that is the two-step. And let's hit that real quick here. What is the two-step entry rule filter? So nerd plus arrow. That's it. That's all you need to know. If you've got these two matching, if you've got both of them red, then we're taking a short. If we've got both of them green, we are taking a long. Super simple. Easy way to keep yourself into the best trades with the biggest opportunities. Now, doesn't mean I can't take one against it. If I am, you will hear me oftentimes go for, I'm going to say, I'm looking for target 1. I'm not going to be holding out position for longer, and T1 is going to be based on which algo bar size we're on. We are on, I won't say we, but during the live streams, I've been trading off of the 4s for my entry chart, which gives me a 20 tick target for target 1. Okay, now if you've seen my videos where I'm down on the 1s, 2s, or 3s, those will change. On the 1s, for instance, target 1 is going to be only 10 ticks. Target 2 is going to be a 15, 10 and a 15 bag. They're down on the 1s. Same thing approximately on the 2s. When we get to the 3s, we start to move up a little bit there. 4s, I have found consistently that I can hit that 20 tick target. And, you know, I don't know, I really enjoy that. I think that is a game changer. It has been something that, I mean, there was a time where, you know, my daily targets were about 2,500 to 4K. And I want to Actually, today was the first day in a long time that we did less than a 5-figure day. Market was a little bit slower today. Also didn't stay in the markets as long or play as aggressively there today. The market shifts along the way, which again is another one of those things that I believe makes trader funding programs tricky. Trader funding programs, like they say these things like the consistency rules and like you trying to be consistent in an inconsistent market. People think that, oh, you know, it's you being consistent. No, it's not. The market doesn't hand out the same speed, shapes, sizes, volume, ATRs, everything changes all the time. So this scenario where people are thinking that you should just, you know, well, print the exact same amount of money every single day, take the same chunk every single day. The market doesn't give the same opportunities every single day. So in my opinion, again, this is all my opinion stuff, is that it is a little bit silly to think that you're going to be consistent in your P&L when the market is inconsistent. You actually want to, when the market is hot, you should be hot. When it is cold, you should be cold. That's like telling a restaurant you should make the same amount of money in a restaurant every day. Is that even possible? Can you tell, like, is a good business owner who runs a pizzeria, for instance, is a pizzeria going to make the same amount of money every day? Or are you going to tell the pizzeria that they're a failure because they didn't make the same amount of money every single day? Like, you go in there and if you look at their stats on, like, I don't know, a Tuesday, Wednesday, like, you may look at the business and be like, oh, it's a terrible business model. They don't make any money on Tuesdays and Thursdays. It's awful. But then, you know, Thursday start to run up, but Friday, Saturday, Sunday, they make all this money, right? Probably Monday too. I don't know that they do too well on a Monday, but it's ebb and flow based on the traffic that comes through the door. In the case here in the markets, again, this thing can wake up any time. Now, there is some consistency around Fridays. Fridays, like, never be short on a Friday. It's like kind of a interesting rule in my opinion. I've over 20 plus years in the markets at this point. I would say that, you know, it's pretty consistent. Like, don't be trying to play a lot of shorts on a Friday. Just in general, the market likes to grind up and go and go and go on Fridays pre-weekend, get people with hopium into the weekend so that they don't go panic sell. I think there's some manipulation going on there on Fridays. But anyhow, there's going off on tangents. Let's go to some trades. Vinny, before AlgoBox, trade tracker, winner, chicken dinner. I think we kind of hit on that already, but let's tap it one more time on how I approach the 5 trades. Chicken dinner, yes. So, talk about how we're going to play the game here this morning. Standard operating procedure. My plan is right here. Vision boarding. We've got the digital copy of this. I also have a physical copy of this. Happy New Year. Desk, see if that camera's working. Yeah, desk. Good to see you. Here on the far left, I have this. I think that zoomed in. There was a time when I had that zoomed in and cut a little bit better than that. But, yes, got my Trump coins lined up here on the $500 trade sheet. And that original personal goal of mine was to make $500 a day back in the day, which is where that number came from. And of course, now it has been rare to have less than a 5-figure day. Instead of $500, we're at 5-figure days with the power of AlgoBox. I mean, I think it's a combination of, I have also personally gotten better over the years, but AlgoBox, without AlgoBox, yes, I can pretty much beat anybody in the markets unless they have AlgoBox. There's literally no one out there, not deep charts, not pocket pooper, not rips, not any of those guys. None of them could beat me in a trading competition. Not a single one. Not even if I got AlgoBox. Now you take AlgoBox away from me, like pie without a... Yeah, I feel like I'm repeating what I said earlier this morning. It's kind of been fresh on my mind. We talked about that. Let's see. Bliss said, I have great difficulty going counter nerd when opening a position. Okay. Yeah. That would be kind of expected. Yes. Yet did it today in order to get out of a hole. You tend to do it a lot with confidence and success. Me going against it. So let's talk about my rule on that. If I'm going to go against it, oops, wrong screen. If I'm going to go against the nerd, so you're saying you've seen me do it a lot, right? Well, let's talk about one thing is, look, I'm a bear. This has to do the concept of pick a side, okay? If you want to get good at trading, if you want to increase your trade capacity, a very simple trick that I have learned that I teach people in my mentorship, if you are a struggling trader, if you want to increase your potential by approximately 40 to 50%, okay, this isn't going to be like some 100% game changer, but 40 to 50% of this can be adjusted by simply picking a side. You mentally, remember, this is part of the psychological game. pick a side. What do I mean by, like, a lot of people think that pick a side means, well, what's the current market? Should we be long? Should we be short? I get that, but I'm talking about pick a side of you identifying yourself as one of the animals. What's he talking about? What animal could I possibly be talking about? Are you a bull or are you a bear? So this is me right here. Vinny Emini. I identify as a bear. Now, I have reasons for this, and I'm not going to go into all of that here today, but just know generally bear side is faster. There is more reaction to it. People get out of things quickly. They go into things slower. Generally, the market is on an upside move, of like just over time. If you look at the S&P 500, of course, that has to do more with inflation, in my opinion, than necessarily performance. But markets will priced in dollars, and the dollar going down, which you also see continuously going down as they continue to print capital, unfortunately, and their whole injection of capital, blah, blah, blah. Bear side is faster. So I identify fastest moves most of the time. Again, there's exceptions to every single rule, but in general, markets over time, a bear quick move will be fast. Slower side, grind up on bull side. So identify myself as a bull or a bear. Now remember, there's also pigs. All right, what about a pig? Well, you kind of don't want to be here. Okay, this is there's an old adage that says bears make money, bulls make money, pigs get slaughtered. Okay, greedy, staying in the market too long, wanting to get too big, all that kind of stuff. Okay, do not be a pig. Pick one of these two. Okay. Now, if you get really good at both of these two, then you can put in a little oink. Okay. But I would recommend this in the bonus area, which is why I talk about separating mentally your bonuses from your play setups. You want to win a winner chicken dinner, get 2 winners, should be enough to put chicken dinner on the table for you, your family, whatever your needs are. You should be able to do the appropriate size within 2 trades. My opinion. Up to you, how you want to do things. Remember, everything I talk about here is strictly my opinion, how I approach the markets. Okay, if it's beneficial to you, fantastic. If you don't like it, that's okay too. AlgoBox is still going to be superior, in my opinion, either way. Whether you use it my way or use it your way, you're not going to identify better play setups than with AlgoBox. That is also obviously my opinion, very biased, but I can probably prove that too. Have somebody come compete with me. Like, I dare it. I dare them. Do you know how many places have gone out of business going in competition with us? A few over the years. Let's see. I'm a bear. Pick a side. So pick a side. You'll instantaneously be a better player when you get really good at pressing one side of the buttons. That way your mind is literally relieved of part of the mental anguish of, oh, should I be long? Should I be short? If you're just like, I'm just going to wait until there's a good short. Like, there is a relief that comes along with picking a side, bull or bear. Or let's say that you want to be a bull. Okay, I'm not totally biased to be like everybody should be a bear. I'm not saying that. In fact, if you're a bull, awesome. Like, get really good at pressing the buy button and the exiting of the position. And I know it seems like it should be the same, but it is not. Especially with hotkeys. Like, your hotkeys being in different places, I have a specific set of spread. Like, when I put my hand across the hotkeys on the left-hand side of my keyboard, again, you should be having in my opinion, a Corsair K55 or the K57 wireless version of the keyboard, and there is not a superior keyboard out there for what we do with the hotkeys on the left-hand side, so that you can separate your mind, left-hand buy, right-hand sell, with your right hand on the mouse, left hand on the keyboard, with your fingers on the hotkeys, being able to rest in a resting position with a thumb over the close, over here, thumbs on the close all the time, and then buy and sell on my being able to use some of my most dexterous fingers, the index and the middle finger there, to be able to manage those buttons over on the left. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, go into the Discord on the left-hand side and look for the keyboard and mouse that we suggest. Okay, so picking a side. And then, so to answer the question, I won't say it's a question, but the comment that Bliss is saying here is, hey, I've seen you go against the nerd. He's saying, difficult to go nerd, a lot. So he literally used the word a lot. Well, that is because, do you think that we are in a bull market or a bear market? Somebody tell us, like, just generally, overall, over the last, and you're talking about your experience, I don't know how long Bliss has been around with us. I don't recognize your name. I apologize. how long have you been around? But let's say that you've been around here for the last year. Would you say that the market over the last year is a bull or a bear, right? We are definitely in a bull market, right? Patrick said it right there. Yes, that we're in a bull market. So if I'm a bear inside of a bull market, yes, don't you think that I'm probably going to be going against the nerd, right? So you're stating the obvious if and when why I'm bringing up this point. It was, as Trump says, I'm weaving here, and I'm going to come back to my main point. The main point here on this was talking about the advantage of me, because I am picking a side and I am a bear, this makes your observation true. You follow that? So he's saying you have success going against the grain on the bull market. I do, but you'll notice what I have to do is I am target wanting a lot. A lot. Think about it. How often do I hit target one? If you'll notice, it's pretty rare that I miss target one. I mean, even if I get into a position where oftentimes it went the 20 to 22 to 24 ticks, it might have gone so fast that I couldn't react and still might have to take a loss on that. But how often does it hit? It's high. It is a high percentage opportunity. Like literally, I think it's like 80 to 90+% of how often in our play setups, when I am, again, lining up the two-step entry and I've got an AlgoBox approved trade. And what I mean by that is not just like entering in on something offsuit. We're talking about entering in on a structure plus R2FA event. That's the other two pillars for entries. We have a two-step filter and we have a two-component entry. Two pillars. What are they? Powerful structure, powerful R2FA. When you have those two combined and they're in every one of your trades, you're going to have an edge, right? That is inherently edge just using AlgoBox, in my opinion. Like, you guys can debate that or not, but the results speak for themselves. Our members, it's not just me. Go look at our members' results. You guys are doing awesome. Okay. Alpha no hit target one a lot. And again, I am on a bear. I'm on a bear side most of the time. So the observation that Bliss is saying, yes, because the market is in a bull market, but I'm taking swipes against. Remember my rule that I said earlier, that if I'm going against the nerd or going against the arrow, then I am only going to be shooting for target one. However, how many times do you see me get big plays? I get those 100-tick runs. I get those 50-tick plays. Today, we're going to go into all the trades here. Let's go straight to them. But you will see, I took trades. Let's make a note of this as we go through my 6 trades here. How often I go beyond that, even though I am a bear in a bull market, because of the power of AlgoBox using high time frame opportunity, low time frame risk. Let's get to those, shall we? But yes, good observation. Thanks for sharing that, Bliss, and allowing me the opportunity to kind of walk through and talk through the why. Did that make sense, Bliss? Does that make sense as to why? Let's come down here to, all right, trade number 1. Vinny before AlgoBox. I think we did talk about, somebody asked, hey, how did you start? And talked about stocks, how I used to do a bull list, a bear list, and a gap list, and my 3555. If you want to hear that history, you can come down here and click on that Vinny before AlgoBox at the 30-minute mark, 30:57. Let's go straight into trade number 1, shark back play for trade number 1. Into a shark back. I'm going to take the first play here. All right, so specifically talking, exactly what Bliss had just said moments ago was the nerd is currently buy side. So am I going to be trying to be superhero here and try to hold out some big play here when I'm going to take a red shark back? Okay, that is a red shark back play. Is it wise for me to go more than a T1? No. Okay. Also, am I going to get big on it? It's another thing is the sizing. I'm just quarter position on this first play, shark back play, going against the grain. I talked through that. Let's go. I know it's kind of coming in there, but I think this might be a little head fake here. Got my finger over the close. Ooh, let's see if I can get that shark back play. Added to position as it comes back down. Is it going to give me a little drop for the exit, or am I going to have to take a loss here on the first play? Get ready. Moderate buy, going against the grain here. Okay, now, my tick counter is the thing that I'm always keeping my eye on right here. The reason I have shifted over, it's been a long time since I shifted over to where I'm looking at the tick counter. specifically when I went after the 4s and I started using the ATMs a bit less so that I could get those bigger winners, hold positions a little bit longer, kind of encourage myself to hold to the opposing signal, switching over to, again, it's the green number right there. The number on the right in the red, that is not indicative of direction. The red just happens to tell you how many contracts that you're in on the position. So this is now 8 contracts, up 12 ticks. Now remember what I said, target 1 is 20. So my eyes are almost always focused right there. Once I'm in a position, I'm focused right there. My eyes are between what's going on at the candle that we're on and that number right there. They kind of sit right there. So it's at 12. So what I'm mentally thinking through is going, am I against the nerd? That's my question I always have. And the answer is yes, which tells me that I'm only looking for T1. That's as simple as my decision-making process is, boiling it down to, am I going for a T1 or can I do a T2 and hold out a runner? Well, I have it right there next to my chart. That's why I set it up this way, so that I can see the nerd. The nerd is telling me it's a T1. So now I'm holding out for a T1. I can take any play on our cheat sheet. What's the cheat sheet? Make sure you print one of these out. These are on the left-hand side of Discord. You can do the digital version of this. There is an analog version of this as well. You can print one out, put it on your wall. I've got some people that put this into an entire, that I've seen some of these that look really awesome. Somebody's got posters on their wall of these, look really nice. But these, you want these in front of your eyes. You want to learn these, get good at them, practice them in market replay, go through the 8-day boot camp, everything that's in there. Learn them and then choose 4 or 5. You don't need to know all of them, because I know across a cheat sheet, it's like, oh, well, it's a little overwhelming, Vinny. You know, it's 2 cheat sheets. It's a lot of strategies. Do I have to learn all of them? I think you should. I don't think it's too overwhelming for you. I think your car has got more buttons on the dashboard than the trade strategies that we set up. I think you can handle it. But if you want to get really good at 4 or 5 of those, just like I said, pick a side earlier. Also, narrow it down, get really good at 4 or 5 of those strategy entries, and have those be your bread and butter, okay? This is a sharp back play. Not my absolute favorite play. Again, some of my favorite plays are Super AO. You're going to hear me just go, you know, I go ballistic and super excited when I see a Super AO. That is one of my absolute favorites. Enigma plus Across, the moonshots, also absolute one of my, you know, homie level favorites. And the Titanic zones, right? Those are some of my absolute favorites. But will I take a shark back? Sure. If I get the play opportunity and the market's setting up for me, I'll take it. This is a play that came in right here this morning. Let's go ahead and walk this through. Basically, I've got I here. When that says 20, I want to close a position. Remember why, and you should be too, in my opinion. And I can't tell you what to do, but if I'm coaching my own self, a younger version of myself, I'm being like, Vinny, you got moderate buy here. We're going against the grain. If I'm taking a short, hold it for T1 and close out the position quickly if it doesn't work out. Okay, so I've either got my finger over the close and I'm like, if this thing doesn't work out and it pops up and I hear AlgoBox cue, boom, I'll take the small loss, look in for the next play setup, or I'm going to hold this and try to grab a 20 bag in this case because I'm on the 4s, so I'm looking for a 20 tick target to put my first money in the bag. Trying to see if the shark will give me a, there's 16, we'll dump out to the 22, 36. So it quickly went to 36. Should I be closing this position? Tell me in the chat. Yes or no? Should I be closing the position according to our rules that we just talked about? Should be able to answer this easily. When I see 36 right here, right? I should be reacting and should I be closing the position? The answer should be yes, absolutely. Yeah, yes, sir. Close that position, bro. Right now, what's my T2? 40. Right? Well, if I'm at 36, sometimes I will get a little greedy and I'll see if it'll push a couple more ticks for me to get that 40. I think I might have done that in this first play. Let's see if I do. Here we go. Nope, I closed it. Okay. So, hey, if I'm coaching myself, I'm giving myself the attaboy high five. Okay. I'm the coach on the sidelines being like, nice shot. Nice shot. Hit that 3-pointer. Boom. Lay it in. 36 ticks on that. Did it go any farther? Back play. Right. It did. So I probably could have gotten a full 40 out of that, got a T1 and a T2. And look at the shift though, right? Yes, because we did end up, happen to be that we also shifted into neutral while that play was going. So one of those where, you know, I could have pulled half and, you know, then pulled it out. But again, when you are trying to do a live stream and trying to talk and gawk at the same time, it's a little bit tricky on that. But I probably would have held that out for a little bit more, maybe closed out part of the position, held out to see if it went a little bit farther on that one if didn't have the extreme pressure of being on live stream. Just my opinion.
AI is to allow.
Okay, so trade 1 was a shark back play. Looks like trade number 2 was also about 4 minutes later. We have another shark back play here at trade number 2. So a couple of sharks that showed up there today. Now, remember, according to what I did there this morning, I believe this next play, I'm going to take a loss. So let's watch us, watch me take a loss on this one. I believe this was a loss according to my trade tracker there from this morning. Still there. Let's see how this one went and what happened. I'm currently seeing if this is going to make the play. It's neutral, so I don't have a bias on the nerd. Let's see what we had. Currently neutral. Red arrow. We've got jagged on the tape. Everybody type jagged warning. Okay, I think this is the shark back that I ended up doing. You can hear me talking. I'm looking over. Of course, I'm a little bit distracted because I'm like seeing over on the right that we had jagged on the tape on the MACV, telling everybody to, hey, make sure that, hey, we got a warning here. Big play is coming. But I wanted to, I think this is the one I took. I think it was a loss. Yeah, okay. So there we go. I try it again. Second shark back play. This one, I believe, does not work out. Remember, the stop on a shark, technically speaking, we're entering in on that line. I didn't get a perfect entry on this one. Entered in about in the middle of the shark instead of the shark back. The market was moving too quick here right around the open. But the shark back proper entry would be the back of the line on that red box. I get in about the middle of it. And the stop, again, on a shark back should be very tight. Very tight. Right above the shark. We're just closing out the position. If it works, it should just work. Okay. If it doesn't, then we just close out the position. So I take a loss on the second one. Let's see how that goes. Jagged warning. Got a shark back here. Going for the shark back. Okay. Oof. Yikes. Okay. So should be stopping out right there. Yeah. Okay. Go ahead and take the loss on that. And yeah, basically stop out. Trade number 2 was a loser. The shark back broke. Weird stuff going on there. Right around that spot there, it was neutral. We did not have red with us. So yeah, you know, it was worth, I don't say it was worth a shot. This was an easy one to skip on. So I would not fault you if you just been like, you know what, it's neutral. Why even take the play? We're right in the middle of the fiddle zone. Things get wonky in there. It's like playing with a wet rubber band. If the rubber band is kind of weak and not fully extended and pulled back, you have less accuracy. It's harder to predict where a rubber band is going to go if you don't pull it all the way back. So that's that concept of trading in the middle. That was in the middle of the fiddle zone area there. So a couple things there that could have kept me out of that play there, but did take the loss for trade number 2. Let's look at trade number 3. We got trade number 3 was divergence on the high time frame plus multi PRZ. Let's take a look. Into the crab structure is there, waiting for an RTFA event. I've got divergence over on the right on the MACV, trying for the divergence. Finger over the close. If we break over that crab, I'm hearing buyers. Don't crack it. Nope. Taking the loss. Okay. Cracked. Okay. Trade number 2. Also a loss. Okay. Trade 1, trade 2, and trade 3. Losers. As we popped over that crab, took the loss. Now, almost immediately after, that went so fast. And when the market moves fast, I don't think it's going to last. If it's slow, it's going to go. Those are a couple of my mental rules that I've got going on there. We did come up fast. I believe the next play I do hit really well, I think. I believe we took this 13.9 short right thereafter. So I stop out behind the crab for the second loser. And trade number 4, 5, and 6, we had winners. Let's go to that power PRZ cross. Yes. So literally 15 seconds later, trade number 4, power PRZ cross. Crack it. Nope. Taking the loss. Okay. Cracked over the crab. 13.9 power PRZ cross short. Getting on it. See if I can grab 40 bag out of it. Okay, so you hear me say I'm looking for a 40 bag. I believe I was looking for a 40 bag because we were neutral and no longer green. So I was going to go T1 and T2 on this because I had a high time frame. If I did not have the high time frame, I would still not be doing this. But remember, I have a high time frame play, which is what was labeled down there. You can't see it on the screen, but over on the right, I've got my MACV. I see it on the right. I have a play set up. It's a double divergence into a Bollinger touch up top here, plus the power PRZ at a 13.9. Extra confidence in a play like this at this location. So that's why I was saying I'm looking for a 40 bag. 40 bag is a T2 on the 4s, okay? So I'm going to watch this number. I saw it at 22 and 23. It's coming back against me. It's at 11. I missed the Seuss. When I say I missed the Seuss, right in there where I've got a blue to red shift, I wanted to add to position. I did get it. I ended up going to 24 contracts. We're at 23 ticks here. Let's see if it goes 40. I can't recall how this one went. Nope, I'm gonna take half. Okay, so it comes back up again. After I've just taken 2 losers, I don't want to get deep in the hole here, so I half up my position as we come back to my POE. POE is point of entry, okay? Half up, like, I don't know. We also shifted. I saw the moderate buy there, so I'm starting to get less confidence in the play setup on that. So I half up. Let's see how this goes. Currently moderate buy. On the 36. Had it nice off of that 13.9 into a power PRZ cross. But now it's a little bit nerve-wracking on the right. I've got a nice play. I've got a PRZ cross. Yeah, add. So I should be looking for a 40 bag or more, but we've got moderate buy. I've got a red arrow. I want to see if I can get that shift into neutral. Looks like a nice head fake to the long. Give me a Seuss. Thank you. 27s. Okay, so I start to take some off there at the 27. I wish I would have held this one out. I saw I took partials as it came down there. Again, could have improved. So here's me talking to myself. I'm going to review this. I'm going to actually rewind this one more time here and play it back, but probably not for you. I'll probably do it later here. I just want to see this. We're at 37. Do I get it past 40? I believe I do. I think this one ended up spiking down to around 50 or 60 ticks. Let's see. There's 40 back. Yeah. Yep. Okay. So I start to peel. I've got my finger over the half button here. So I think we start peeling off. Yes, I do. And then I see the green dot. That is a hold to the opposing signal. Now, while this says 49, it's actually more than that. Because remember, I start exiting the position. This is going relative to how many of the contracts are still open. And remember, I added to position as it went down there. So this number fluctuates. But hey, 49, even on that, 49 ticks from the current POE. I am happy to take a play like that. Hold to the opposing signal, which is one of my strategies for a runner. I've got a 20 tick target for target 1, 40 tick for target 2, and then a runner. This one happens to be more than 40. I'm getting 50 ticks out of it for my runner. No problem. I'll close out that position and I'll close out on the opposing signal. And boom, that puts me in just, I was at the fourth trade and I'm up 4K on the day. So that brings me to at trade number 4. I got the winner chicken dinner. Is that enough to get a chicken dinner on the table? I'm over there at 4K on the day for trade number 2. Yes. Now, I think I talk about this right after that of going, now I want to focus on the bonus. 4K on the day started with the 13.9 PRZ power cross. And we had one on the high time frame as well. So I had the high time frame opportunity. Low time frame also gave me the same beautiful play. Kind of an easy one right there for me to level up on. Took this first one for a quick L on that one. Quick little L right there as well. Big time went in right there on the 13.9 for the play. Put me at 4K on the day. Actually, I kind of went red and green. It kind of went like that. So winner, chicken dinner. Got my winner, chicken dinner. Do I have enough to put dinner on the table? Yes, I do. So now I just relax. Now I relax into my third play. Now I'm looking for a bonus. I'm happy with my 4K. I want to mentally now prepare for, okay, can I push it a little farther? Okay. Now, mind you, I'm talking about standard operating procedures. Yes, I'll probably be out here with you guys longer because of, we've got extreme pressure. Talk about, being out here on a stream with you guys. I'm going to show more examples where to keep playing. But if I'm just playing standard and I'm in and out and going to be done, play the market, 5 trades, play the game, 5 lives, like playing Mario Bros. Back in the day, you start out with 5 lives, do the best you can, get the points on the board, be in, be out, and be done. Would be my personal suggestion. Okay, so let's go to the next play here. We did the divergence, power PRZ cross. We talked about the winner chicken dinner. Trade number 5, power moonshot. Let's go to that 46 minutes in. We got trade number 5, power moonshot. Let's check it out. Yes, it was still a play there, but it wasn't. Like I'm mentally prepared. Oh, there's my alarm. There's my warning. Alexa, stop. Okay, so there's my warning. Oh, we got an enigma. Okay, I'll take this one as my bonus. Got my finger over the close. If it pops up, if I hear AlgoBox start to clack to the long side, I will close it out quickly above that cross. There we go. 40 tick, 40 back. Now, I should have added to that position when that cross showed up. So gonna coach myself here on this. Yeah, Vinny, you should have gone quarter position just on the 143. Let's go. On the enigma plus the cross. Once the cross showed up, I should have pressed the button one more time, gone to a half position instead of a quarter to go for a T1, which is very close by. Why a T1? Because technically speaking, we still have moderate buy going on here. So I'm not trying to shoot the moon and try to hit some big play on this, because this can be a fake out. This can be a bear trap in there. And it, sure enough, I think later on this ended up being a bear trap area multiple times before it did a big pop up right in there. But was it enough to hit the enigma target? Remember, the enigma target is the blue dashed line that automatically draws there for you. And that is a 20 bagger right there from the cross there. And I wish I would have sized up a little bit more, because I'm only at 48.98. Should have been up over maybe 5,500, almost 6K on that play. Okay, so improvements. Bagger, let's go. Another $800 off of a little quarter position bonus. putting me at almost 5K on the day. Little bonus play. But remember, I also had said I wanted to be cautious and play it like a bonus. Just want to make sure I'm kind of putting it away, enhancing, adding to the P&L there. But at that point of the day, I think we're only into the market. That time of day was 9:42. So 12 minutes past the open, and I'm up almost 5K on the day. That's plenty. It's awesome. It's a great trade day. Could be done right there. We go into trade number 6 is a mega late Nate for trade number 6. Let's go check it out. What's our time? 9:40. Oh, I forgot about the catalyst. We had the news catalyst there. Okay, 7-7. We got a 14 right in front of R1. Mega late Nate. I'll get short on that. Okay, mega late Nate. Mega late Nate. This is basically when I've got late Nate up into a play. Retail comes in with the white cross right back behind it. I've got a strong alpha omega cross along with it. So this becomes a mega late Nate on the play. We also had 2 of his buddies. Okay, there's buddy number 1, there's buddy number 2. So late Nate shows up. He's the late one. He's like, okay, I'll get in long too. These guys are fine. They went long here. That's fine. The third guy, poor late Nate, right? But late Nate shows up, and then it becomes a mega late Nate. Enhances my position. I did a good job on adding to my position. I go to a half position instead of a quarter. Not too shabby, although because I'm in past a bonus, yeah, I might want to be a little more cautious and a little more risk averse as I am at bonus time. But I give myself credit for popping that one in, especially because I didn't add a little bit bigger on this one before. As you can see, that did turn into being the bear trap and was the upside move right after it, after that level 6 on the alpha omega down there at the bottom. Okay, play it out. Might be trouble. Right in front of R1, mega late Nate. We went decrease, and then now we went increase. We doubled the size.
On the 36.
I am against the... Okay, watching the counts. There it is. Now, I should be pulling the position right now. That's 22 ticks, Vinny. And what are we at? Still, again, in a bull market, we have moderate buy sitting there. I should be pulling the trigger. I'm sitting there, and I think I'm just talking too much, not paying attention. And I think I also visually, it looks like it could come down there and touch that channel. So I thought it had more room on top of the fact that I was gabbing away. Let's see how this one played out. I don't have a barrel area here, so I'm really looking for 20 ticks. Yeah, it hit multiples. I saw 25. I saw 22. I think this ends up running against me a little bit. Let's see. There we go. All right, I'll grab a quick back. No, okay. No, I did close it out pretty quick as we came down to the bottom of the channel. Right there, touched the prior high, and I got about 25 ticks out of the play. Good play. Good play. High five. I'll take it. Puts us at 5,700 on the day at that time. Is that right? Yeah, 5,700. Not too shabby. So that was a quick one. Mega late Nate. Let's go to the next play. Importance of a well-organized workspace. You guys can go and cover that. We had some topical things that you might want to go and check out. If you're disorganized, whatever, I went into a whole conversation around that. Trade number 7, super AO on the high time frame plus a super mega late Nate. Ooh, a super plus the mega late Nate. Let's go check this one out. It is very rare that I'm wrong. Okay, we got a super AO 3.7 on the right. Oh my goodness, I want to. They're gonna make me press it. Okay, I'm gonna do it. I'm only doing a quarter position right here. This is dangerous, but on the right, I've got this gigantinormous, beautiful opportunity here on a 3.7 high time frame super AO. One of my favorite plays, anyhow, and it's a mega late Nate with a super AO, but it's very dangerous. But we come back to neutral here. I think this might be the one. It could be a fake out though. Oh, no, it's the green dot. It's the infamous green dot. Oh, I should have forced myself. Yes, so let's talk about this because I had this play yesterday where I had a beautiful, one of my favorites, super AOs, and right back behind it, 2 things came in. One, I already had the audio box telling me this could be dangerous. Popcorn on the tape. When I say popcorn on the tape, that means buyers. You hear the clack, clack, clacks, the high-pitched clack tells me that buyers are in on the tape. Big guys on the buy side. And then immediately followed by a green dot. This scenario right here. And I said yesterday in the review, I want to get better at when I hear that audio cue and I've got the nerd against me to just go with it. As soon as I see that green dot, I want to mentally flip my script and I want to get long. I had said that multiple times. I talked about it this morning saying I'm planning on having one of those. I think this might have been the start to that because I believe this one ends up stopping me out. And then I end up getting long. Yes, as a bear. Y'all were all there as a witness. You all bear witness to me as a bear taking a long play here on this play because I had said if this sets up, I want to take a long. Now, mind you, I am short because of the prior high time frame plus this one, but you know, here we go. I'm going to get my attaboys here in just a moment because I did take a long and did exactly what I had planned to do to get better at identifying that in a Super AO, audio box cueing me that big guys are on the tape to the long side, and then I get my entry with a fib dot multi-fib plus Elliott wave entry. Perfect. Here we go. I'll have to get long right there. Did I do it? I can't do it. I can't do it, y'all. Even when I'm thinking about it, I can't make myself do it. Again, I knew that I was struggling with it. That's why I had to mentally prepare. I said, I'm going to take one. Even if I have to take the loss today, I want to just at least pat myself on the back for going, I did it. I have learned it. I've earned it or not earned it. Even if I don't earn on it, I'm going to learn. I'm either going to earn or I'm going to learn. Ready, go. All right, F it. I'm going to do it. I'm getting long, y'all. Okay, so I punched the reverse button. I'm like, okay, fine. I'm closing out with a small loss because, yes, it was against me at the moment. And I got long on this dot like I said I was because we have moderate buy. We hear buyers on the tape too. And we have a Super AO and we got a green dot behind it. The exact scenario that I said I needed to learn to get better at yesterday. And I said I was going to do one there this morning. And boom, here it comes. I did it. That was the mental preparation that I forced myself to do it. Now, mind you, this ends up going against me here in a minute, but I 2-try roll it, and I actually take a win on this. Let's watch it. See me do it. I have gone Super AO. I'm hearing clacking on the tape. We went green. It's a green dot. I don't know. I have a feeling it's not going to work out. I just have the sneaking suspicion that this one is not going to work. And the reason I had the sneaking suspicion that it wasn't going to work was because what I had not had prior was the high time frame had a Super AO on the Mac V Ultimate inside of the bowl. So, this is one where I'm like, okay, I probably should have first taken the short side like I had already been. And then there comes up a double dot. And there's no way to have pre-planned all of these events that come out here. You get a double dot plus an HMD that ends up adding to my position here on the long side here in just a moment. Let's go. Just looking at a lot to learn here. Time frame over there on the right. It's strong buy. Are they going to do it? Nope. Closing it out. All right. Yep. Taking the L. Didn't work that time. I knew it. I knew it wasn't. So we cracked the dot, take the small loss, but okay, no, it didn't. Like if we don't run up from that dot, because usually that dot ends up being the run up. Remember, I have a high time frame up top, and listen to the audio. All of a sudden, we're getting audio cues to the short side. We hear the seller step in right there. That is a change from the norm scenario that I was looking at before. So change, evolving R. The R has evolved. And I need to react and close the position. Just nope, I don't know what's going on there. Stop out below the dot. Not everyone's going to be a winner. Doesn't matter. You don't have to be perfect to be profitable. Okay, you can learn to love the dips. Right. There's the dip right there, and I end up getting the rip back up to it. Let's watch that play because I think I get to pat myself on the back for a long play here, second long as I 2-try roll it on a double dot HMD. Let's go. That time, but hey, I forced myself to do it. There's the double dot. I have done it. I did the Super AO green dot. That didn't work out. Yeah, you're right. High time frame, too strong. 3.7. I think we're right in front of that. Well, it's not a planned to-dos event here at 10, but Trump is about to talk here. So, all right. So where are we at? We're at 4603 plus 1200. So we're at about still over 5K on the day here, just a little bit over, but could have been better here. What's our time? Right at 10 o'clock. Okay, here's the 10 o'clock. Right, yeah, they're going to 2-try roll me. Okay, I'm going to 2-try roll, y'all. I'm going to 2-try roll so I can say I did it. All right, I did it. Hearing buyers on the tape. I wish I would have added to position on that 5.8. I'm a bear trying to be a bull. I think I do right here on HMD. Yes, I do. Yes, I did. Good. Okay, now watch the number. Okay, there's 10. There's 14.
Upper
25. I saw it. Yeah, there it is. I mean, it went all the way to, it's at 29 already. Nice.
touch NQ on the 89.
30, 31, still holding. All right, I'm going to close it out. Y'all. Yeah, I was nervous. I'll be honest. I was nervous. I could have held this one out. I think this ends up going all the way up to that target up top there. Again, I'm not super comfortable on the bull side scenario. Wasn't, I don't know, just wasn't feeling it. So,
I did it.
You know, I didn't want to get in the red, so 2-try roll. Hey, we went at it again, and I had an HMD there. But, and I think see how this plays. I think it went farther. The green dot show up right there, so double dot to the long side, and that right there, that's an HMD. So I was feeling a little bit better about that one. Yay, y'all all saw me. I'm a bear, and you saw me take a bull play. What's up? You can be taught. You can be taught. Get out of here. Okay, so that ends up continuing to kind of grind up there. How far does it go? I think we do a little celebration, so I think I'm going to miss what happened after. Let's see.
Get out here with yourself. Get out here with your bad self.
Okay, and then a red dot showed up. So if I had been really cool, really freaking cool, so more to improve. I'm here to improve. Could have held out part of the position, to the red dot, and then I could really be giving myself a pat on the back and be like, nice work. Okay, so I still played that in a little bit of a chicken. Not my best set of plays. You don't have to be perfect to be profitable. You don't have to be good at every single play setup. Not one that I'm really good at, okay? But I took it, we made it, and, you know, then we get a little celebratory hoo-ha around it. Did we have another 2-try rule, standard operating procedures, mega late Nate strategy, AlgoBox GTBT? Okay, so then we went through some training there at the end. Speaking of training, make sure you get through the 8-day boot camp. So if you want to learn some of those play setups that we just went through, here is the documentation on our website, docs.algoboxpro.com, or click on the top of the website and click on docs, or go straight to our website and go to, let's see if I click right here for this, there. No. If you are here for the first time, or you're watching this later on and you want to come with us tomorrow morning and start taking some of the play setups that we're here in sim, okay, get your sim on first. Head on over to our website, click on training at the top. If you watch the first sets of videos, I think you'll be ready for tomorrow. Technically speaking, I mean, if you pulled the all-nighter here, I think there's about 8 or 9 hours of video content here to complete these 8 videos there. First one is setup. If you're easy on the setup, you could skip ahead and go straight to the strategies. If you watch day 5 through 8 right here, here's the primary stuff around combining those strategies. Learn those play setups that we just walked through. It's not hard, in my opinion. You got 2 steps for the filter, and then you look for an entry. Pretty simple. You can join us tomorrow morning and take some of those plays in sim and see for yourself. 2-week free trial. Don't forget that today is the last day for the holiday specials. It's the new year. Happy New Year, everybody. 2026. I will see you guys in the morning, 9 a.m. Be there or be square. See ya.
The old adage where, you know, the individual investor doesn't have a chance, but the institutional investor has better technology, better information, and, you know, more money and better opportunity. I don't think it's real anymore. I think the edge is on the individual investor because they're small, they're nimble, they can trade, they can use that, they have front-end technology.
Don't waste your time. Leave the technical analysis to us. You just play the game.
Forex is littered with crooks, black hat guys, all this kind of shifty characters and companies trying to extract money from your pocket and stick it into theirs. And one of the things that they do is operate these Forex signals.
Delta 5 Logan. Long. Look for long. Harmonic pattern. Pick up. One down on a crease. Order filled. Target filled.
Audio Jungle.